Good evening mga kalaro and welcome to the Council of Titos, the show on the Laro-Laro lang channel where Sportitos talk about a different kind of game, the reality TV game show and social experiment that has run for over 2 decades, Survivor. I'm Chief Bizdak Joel Parcon, and with me, as always, is Vice Chief Bizdak Jao Atienza. What's up, Jao? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm confident, but not Survivor confident, since that means you're gonna vote me off the council if if I'm Survivor confident.
If you're Survivor confident, no, I don't think that any voting off is going to happen here. But yeah, Survivor confidence is not the best kind of confidence to have, as we've seen in this past episode. So for this episode of Council of Titos, the Titos, are going to discuss our highs and lows for Survivor episode 12, entitled Caterpillar to a Butterfly. Very foreshadowing, a foreshadowing title, as well as their thoughts and predictions for the upcoming finale episode. Woo! All right, so let's get right into it. What did you think of this episode, Jao? All in all, before we give our highs and lows, all in all, what did you think of this episode?
Really good episode. It's we always like the episodes where the big threats are taken out. Because when a big threat is taken out, you get to see the strategy, and then you get to see like another player who might not have been on people's radars just like pop up as being there's always a lot of movement when one of the big players are taken out, and that's exactly what we got for this episode. That's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Just like you said, it was one of the we've noticed her for most of the season. It's just that we never really thought of her as a strategic threat, right? And I think, I personally think, I don't know if you agree, but the title actually does allude to her, right? To be from a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? So anyway, before I preempt anything, what tell us one of your highs. Tell us your highs.
Hi, actually, funnily enough, Hi and Tori being the faces of the jury, like that really did it for me. Like seeing them react. I always really like seeing those reaction shots of the jury, and now that like Tori and Hai are both there, they have such like expressive wow faces that like it just brought a smile to my face, like sort of the icing on the cake of a really good episode. Seeing Hai and Tori with their whole like like
it shows you how much of a fan they also are of the game when they have these kind of reactions, right? Yeah, they appreciate the gamesmanship that's being pulled off by the remaining castaways, basically.
Right? And in a way, they are sort of our representatives there.
Exactly.
Like when you see how Hai and Tori react, that's kind of, I can imagine Martin being like, whoa.
Martin, let us know. Did you react that way when you saw all of the gamesmanship happening in Tribal? Let us know, man.
So it's like, so yeah, like that's sort of, I guess my high there is, apart from it being high, my realization that if we were a fly on the wall, that fly would be the jury. Like they react for us to, because a lot of the time I would think that the way a jury would react to like a big move coming out during Tribal is how we as an audience reacts as well. So it is through the jury that we are speaking to the cast in a manner of speaking.
Wow.
That was just sort of a realization.
Such a very teacher way of like, getting into the whole thing. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's actually good. I actually took note of, especially this. For some reason, these past, although we did have reactive juries in the past, if I remember correctly, there's something else about this jury, about the past two juries, especially 41 and 42. Again, it goes back to the fact that they're all super fans. They're all like products of the ecosystem of Survivor. Right. These are the fans who watched the show when they were ever since they were young, And then when they developed a fandom for the show, and then when the podcasts came out, these are also the fans who probably religiously watch those podcasts and get hyped up all the more by about Survivor. So it just goes to show that it shows in the way that they're reacting, the way that they love how the show is showing up in front of them, right in front of their eyes. It's like they have a front court seat to like a championship game of a team that they've always wanted to watch and root for, right?
Yeah, and we're right there along. We're right along there with them. So you know,
yeah.
What about you? What's your
oh well,
what is your high?
my first high. My first high. I never noticed this, and I think that this is owing to the fact that Mike is he's turning out to be a really good social player. I liked the Bookend Alliance. They call themselves the Bookend Alliance, the youngest and the oldest. I like that fact, and again, it builds Mike's resume in a sense, because it gives him that social capital. He's able to make alliances with he's probably had alliances with most of the castaways ever since the merge, right? So he is able, and it's not as if he's playing all the different sides. It's just he really takes the time to try and get to know all of these people, right? We've seen it in the way that he bonded with Hai. He's really bonded with Jonathan, and now we've seen he's probably been working that relationship for the longest time, and now it was shown to us that Mike and Marianne now have like the Bookend Alliance, right?
Yeah. So something that I in my notes here, it feels like Mike is playing a better Omar game than Omar is playing.
Yeah, it seems like he's more under the radar because he's very nondescript. I'm sure it's all because of the fact they probably take him for granted because he's a little advanced in age. He's depicted as like a not really strategic, right? But he invested in. I'm seeing it that he's invested in all of these social ties with all of these different castaways, right? So I like the fact that happened. I like the fact that we saw that, and I like the fact that more or less it's actually the two of them who steered this entire episode. Right. So I even got a little bit. I have a note here about I got like the Godfather vibes when Mike was talking to Marianne. When that scene when we first found out about or was it the second, or was it when they were finally figuring out who to vote out? I got the vibe of this scene from The Godfather where Don Vito, the Godfather, was talking to Michael, his son, and talking to him about who's gonna betray them, right? And I got that vibe from Michael and Marianne, from Mike and Marianne. It's like the Don talking to the successor. All right. And they're gonna vote you. You know that they're gonna vote you. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna betray you. And then it's like all we needed was like the background music of the Godfather suddenly springing in to give us that good vibes. Yeah.
So he's playing a better Boston Rob game as the Godfather than Boston Rob.
You could say that. You could say that because he's not really controlling anything. He just exudes a sort of. And that was how, I mean, if you really think about it, I'm a fan of The Godfather. The Godfather, Don Vito, he didn't threaten out. When he was younger, he was a threat. But as he got older, he wasn't really threatening. So it's because of, again, of the relationships that he built, and then he's able to exert pressure on some of these relationships, but he never threatened. It was always like, okay, I'm good to you now. Maybe you can do something for me later on, right? So it's the relationships that he built, and Mike has been able to do that, right? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see Mike getting there, and Marianne getting a lot of shine here in this episode, right?
Yeah. I mean that's my next high, dude.
Yeah.
Marianne, right? Like we were in talking about her, we kind of had two paths for her, right? Either she goes like full emotional, or they show her going from emotional to making a really big brain like move, right? And I'm glad we're getting the latter. Like we get to see her make that big brain move. Like, you did it? Yeah, I did it. Like, whoa. You know.
And that's also one surprising thing for me. Like, they admit to doing the backstabbing, the blindsiding. They admit to doing it. Even Omar at the start, I mean, from last episode, he admitted to the blindside, because
It's about
I guess
building
for
the
them,
resume.
yeah, they're building the resume, and they want the jury to hear it, that they're the ones thinking about these things. And then that's what's pretty different. It's a different kind of, I don't remember if it's ever been done before, or if it's a regular occurrence. But this batch is, specifically, they really own up to their blind sides, because as before, you didn't want those you place in the jury to know that it was you who was
Right.
instrumental in putting them in the jury, right? But here, okay, respect. I mean, it goes back to respect for the game. Respect,
Yeah.
yeah, right? Respect for the gamesmanship, and they know that they're talking to. They know that they're playing with super fans.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna ask. Like, is this how jury management works in this era of the game where, you know, you have a bunch of super fans? Like, instead of making it such that you try to make sure that they aren't bitter on the jury, um, you make the jury vote for you by showing the big moves,
It might be,
right?
it seems that way, especially for this cast, right? They don't shy away from admitting to their big moves. And they, like what you mentioned in previous episodes, a lot of them have big move itis, because they want to make that big move, and they want the jury to know that they made the big move, right? So that the jury, because again, we're going back to them being super fans, they're gonna respect the game, respect the game that the castaway played, right? Whoever it is, but whoever did the blind side, yeah, could respect that. I don't see a Mike doing that. That's actually going to be one of his one of the problems that he might encounter heading into, if he gets the final tribal. Uh, because I think that he's the type who wants his game to speak for itself. He's not gonna like admit to it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
Marianne is getting the credit for this move,
Mm-hmm.
even though it was sort of like a collab between her and Mike.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
but then like all of the credit is going to go to Marianne. So
Mm-hmm.
Mike needs a big move in his resume.
Yeah. He does. He does. He actually hasn't. I don't think he hasn't made a big move. He hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heading into, and if you take that with what Drea said, when she got eliminated, when she got voted out, where she said that Mike might just win if he gets the final tribal. It kind of makes you question, why does Drea think that? Mike hasn't built, for all intents and purposes, he hasn't built a resume, right? Has he? In your
Well, in Drea's exit press, what she was saying was the reason that she said that to Mike was, yeah, kiss of death.
Mhm.
Um, And the way that she was going to do that was to get people to reflect on how likable he is as a guy. Right? Because that seems to be another way that one can get jury votes. You know, if it isn't, I guess it's how you kung what is this in English? Yung timpla ng jury, right? Like how you
how you I understand. Yeah. knowing the buttons to press with the jury. That's probably the closest translation that we can have.
Right. So like because like another, you know, it's either your jury is all about like the big game moves and stuff, but then there can also be sort of that jury that will just vote for the likable person, you know, like, and being likable plus having good game moves might beat somebody that isn't as likable that has huge game moves.
Yeah.
But right? So that could be Mike's path to the million.
Yeah. But then again, if right now it seems as if the strongest three, if I'm going to pick the strongest three right now, it's Mike, Marianne, and Lindsay. Right? Yeah, it seems as if it's the three of them. Lindsay, I'm not sure if we haven't seen her social side. Her closest ally has just gotten voted out. And it seems that the bridges between her and Jonathan have been burnt down. And we don't really see her interact with a lot of the other tribe mates. It's Mike and Marianne, and both are I think both are likable. And I think that goes back to, I mean, Drea said that just continue to be you, right? That's what she said to Marianne. And now Marianne has like a big move on her resume. I would think that puts her just a rung up on Mike, right?
Yeah. And but like saying, you know, the three strongest are Mike, Marianne, and Lindsay. That isn't going to be our final three though, right?
It probably won't. There is a possibility that they're gonna bring Romeo to the end because they know that he's a goat. Just for the just to be there. He's gonna be the zero vote finalist. And I'm sure that Mike and Marianne are gonna be gunning for each other now. They probably are. They know that even though they had this bookend alliance for this episode, or at least this is the first time that we're seeing it, I'm sure they will have noticed or realized by now that they're the strongest social players left. Yeah.
But they're gonna have to duke it out in final four because they both have idols.
Yeah. So they're gonna get to final four. They're gonna get to final four. They're gonna figure out who's gonna do fire. If either of them win, gosh, they're probably gonna pit the other against Jonathan.
Yeah. Right? But this is part of the moving forward.
But anyway,
that's something. although I do have like a if Survivor were scripted, this is the thing that I would like to see.
Ooh, let's talk about that later. Let's get another of your highs, another one of your highs.
Well, still tied to Marianne, the use of the extra vote, like it was used pretty well. It wasn't just like thrown away, you know? And it wasn't used to stop somebody from getting eliminated, right? It was used to like eliminate somebody,
the person that she really wanted eliminated.
Yeah, like pretty cool use of the extra vote, but that still ties back to Marianne being like
becoming a butterfly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is my high. I like the reward challenge. Like I like the
challenge itself.
Oh no, the twist in the challenge.
the twist
like that that they had a choice, but the choice had like a trade-off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because like the chicken is objectively better.
Yes.
Like sugar isn't going to last you. Sugar is, going to give you a burst of energy for the immunity challenge, and then after that you're like just passed out for the rest of for the
Yeah.
rest of the season, right? So chicken is like objectively the better choice, but there is a trade-off for taking the objective better choice that can have repercussions to your social game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you get to bring more people
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the reward for the worst choice.
Yeah.
So
The
you
worst
get
choice.
to build more alliance there, which didn't work out for Omar,
Yeah. That's
but
that's sad. It didn't work out. He
it didn't
wasn't
work out
able
for Omar,
to.
but
Yeah, because we do know that Omar was planning to put a wedge between Mike and Jonathan. He I don't know. He probably didn't find a small detail
yeah,
that he could make into a from an anthill to a mountain, or what's the saying? Uh, from a molehill to a mountain, or something like that.
yeah,
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 he wasn't able to do that. He wasn't able to find a small detail that he could blow out of proportion, so that Mike would owe allegiance to him instead of Jonathan, right?
yeah.
Because
But it like
that was the prime reason why he brought Mike with him, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, but I like the concept in where if there's something making if you have like a reward that has two choices
Mm.
and one of them is better than the other, have that trade-off
Mm.
where there is a social game implication
Yeah. And
to making the choice.
Jeff let everyone know. This was the first time I saw it. Like that Jeff was like laid out the options in front of the entire tribe before having the winner choose, right?
Yeah,
Because before he would just keep on asking, okay, so bring one more person and bring one more,
yeah,
and then I think that this needs one more person, right? He didn't, because yeah, you're right, because the logical choice would have really been chicken, right? Because
yeah.
that's more sustenance. But yeah, the fact that you could bring more people on the sweets means that you want to up your social game, and that's what Omar was trying to do.
So these are the twists in Survivor that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
These little sort of game theory type, like
Mm.
you know you have these implicate like that have little implications that can have this ripple effect. um what's it where there is a choice between two apparent goods,
Mm.
you know
Yeah.
like that's something that I really like in these twists. And so either that game theory type thing or the having to choose between two apparent goods. um like the hourglass was neither, so I guess I don't really like that.
Yeah.
This you know uh I really like that twist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Then it's a first. I hope that they keep on doing it. Yeah, I think it's a first. Whereas before, the like for tribal rewards, it was always like, okay, choose comfort or yeah, comfort or something, and it didn't really have any other implications of apart aside from the fact that one is just okay, comfort, and I think the other one would be sustenance. So yeah, they didn't really have any huge implications aside from the actual thing that you're going to get.
Yeah, so I guess that's one of my highs. What
Mm.
about you, man? What's your next high?
Oh, my next high is I'm still I still think that the other caterpillar that's slowly turning into a butterfly, or at the very least from the start of the season up until now, we're starting to see her as a butterfly, is really Lindsay. right? It's Lindsay's ascent. This goes into the whole from purple to winner idea, right? Or that plot line. If Survivor was scripted, so yeah, that plot line. So yeah, it seems as if she's really becoming more dominant than Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won that challenge against Jonathan because then again, yeah, I mean the reward challenge, it wasn't really suited for Jonathan again because it was a puzzle. This one, I wouldn't say it was advantageous or disadvantageous for any of them, and it was really basically battle royale part two. It was really just the two of them getting on that last part, or like they were the ones neck and neck in that part, and that in
Yeah.
that ball, and then Lindsay pulling off the win. For me, firms up her overleaping Jonathan as the biggest challenge threat. That's gonna paint a big target on her back for sure. For the next couple of episodes. Yeah, for the next episode at the very least. But yeah, I like the fact that all of a sudden we're seeing that. So it makes me think, yeah, because we were thinking that Marianne is a big favorite to win it all, because I mean they're alluding to her basically. They're alluding to her with the title of this episode. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we also see this. We also see Lindsay's ascent. Lindsay's breaking out of her cocoon and showing that she's a butterfly as well. Lindsay, the castaway whom Martin can't seem to remember the name of.
Not so purple now.
Not so purple now, right? So yeah, what other high do you have?
Well, speaking about Lindsay and Jonathan, that
Mm.
scene with them eating rice while the rest of the tribe was on the reward, like that was just I it was just edited so well, and also like you could feel like the awkwardness there,
Yeah.
and and it's good to know that they were both very aware of exactly what was going on. Like they were both very aware that this was where they had to match wits. you know like there's a lot of like this Jonathan versus Lindsay sort of narrative going on in the back half of the season, and this was a really good example of it. Like we got to see a lot of their physical rivalry, right, being like the two perceived challenge beasts.
Mhm.
But this one was, I guess, an attempt to show their battle of wits, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
And it,
Well,
it was nice. It was nice to see that other sort of side of their rivalry
yeah,
and have
yeah.
it shown in such an awkward way.
And yeah, at least it also shows us that Jonathan isn't too unaware of what's happening. He is aware of the fact that yeah, that whatever alliance he might have had with Lindsay is long gone. I'm actually gonna. That's actually my low for later on. But yeah, it was a good thing to see. It was a good thing to see, and the way that it was edited was really good. Speaking of non-competition things, and the way we were talking about the way that it was edited, I really loved. I One of my highs was when Jeff broke the fourth wall again, but this time with the castaways
And
there, right?
yeah,
Talking to Omar's niece.
yeah, that
Uh,
was just so heartwarming.
yeah, because it's Jeff, it's Survivor. They've for the past couple of seasons, or for the past season, they've been calling Survivor the monster. I don't necessarily think it's a monster. I really want to think of it like we've been talking about it. We've been saying that it's an ecosystem, right? So that's just yet again Survivor feeding the ecosystem, right? Or yeah, or making it grow because you have this chance of Mr. Jeff talking to you directly, right?
Yeah.
On cam, he's gonna talk to you. All right, Omar sneezed. Yeah, blah blah blah. I hope that you, yeah, and then that's going to inspire these kids, and they're gonna come up with their own survivor, uh, pre-survivor training, right? So that if and when they do get on Survivor 100 maybe or something, uh, they're gonna be prepared, and then it keeps on going. They're gonna
They'll
keep
know
on.
how to make fire.
Yeah, they'll know how to make fire, right? Yeah, so it's not just for the game; it's also for life. Yeah, I really like that. It was, yeah, like what you said. It was a heartwarming moment. It was a real high. Yeah. Do you have any other highs?
Um, this is just a little one, and
Mhm.
it's a nice little sort of editing touch. During the reward challenge, when Jeff just I forget exactly what he says, but he said something about like you have to just let it play out or something,
Mhm.
and then it's just like shots of them doing their thing without any of the Jeff Probst commentary.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it was about it, but
Mhm.
it might have also been just like, the Survivor production telling people that find Jeff's commentary annoying, like, is this what you want?
I think he said something about sometimes you just have to hear the sounds of the game or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And like in a break the fourth wall sort of moment, at least from the point of view, or the editors breaking the fourth wall, it was just literally just the sounds of the game. It was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, that
Yeah.
was that was the editors like nodding and winking at us. But it might have also been like, this is what Survivor used to sound like
Mhm. Do you think that
before.
that Jeff planned to actually say that and then just shut up and then like okay, edit even before the season started? Okay, for this puzzle because it's unloud, it's the noisy puzzle. I'm not gonna talk.
Maybe I don't know.
Survivor is scripted. No, I'm joking. Yeah, in a sense,
But
Survivor is scripted, and I'm just gonna augment that high because actually when I took up like a sports broadcasting workshop, one of
Mhm.
the one of the topics or one of the lecturers actually pointed it out that sometimes commentary only gets in the way. Sometimes you really just have to let the game speak for itself, right? Sometimes commentators, you just have to shut up. Let your audience hear what's happening in the game, so that they get a better feel of what's happening in the game. I guess that's what they were trying to do there, and yeah, in a sense, because especially also with the edit, right? It was a montage of puzzle pieces dropping, and then hitting the other puzzle pieces, and so it was almost sort of rhythmic. I don't know if I didn't really pick out a rhythm, but yeah, it was almost pack, then pack, pack. Just the sounds of the wood hitting each other, or the puzzle pieces hitting each other. And yeah, it gives a more uh, organic or visceral, maybe a way for
Yeah,
for us, the
there.
audiences,
That's
to
uh
right.
that's the word,
Right.
visceral.
It's more visceral because we're hearing what they're hearing, right?
Yeah.
Without the Jeff Probst commentary, right? So yeah, yeah, that's a good high. That's a good high. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to Martin's thoughts.
With Martin.
Martin's thoughts with Martin. Martin. Yeah.
So for the highs, oh my God, Marianne. Oh, shook it up. She ousted. Yeah, that's right. She ousted her target because Oma was on his way out. And only she did it by using her extra vote and her vote and someone else's vote, who may be Romeo, who I've been picking to be the one eliminated. But okay, Romeo. Romeo ain't dead yet. Romeo must not die until the finale, I guess. So yeah, highs on Marianne. Mike? No, maybe not because damn, His plan was to use the extra vote already on Romeo. I don't know. Yeah, Marianne, props to you. You got my highs. And of course, the other high is the sugar high they got from the reward challenge. Omar thought it would work, but the only thing that got work was me craving for something sweet while watching Survivor at 9 p.m. here in my local time.
Martin's Thoughts with Martin. Martin. Yeah.
Okay, Martin. Martin.
I was hoping he was going to say something along the lines of Omar thought that it would work, but the only thing that got worked was him.
Well, the sugar highs, the sugar cravings were there. Did you get the sugar craving after seeing all of that? That chocolate, that moist chocolate cake?
Not really. I'm not a big fan of chocolate cake.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay.
What about you?
No, actually no. Maybe I didn't quite. Maybe it was because I was close to eating then when I was watching it, so I didn't really have any specific sugar craving.
Although
now that he pointed it out, though, I'm like sort of like, okay, I need to have something sweet. Because I'm remembering, because memory always like triggers it. I mean, it makes it more vivid, right? So now I'm remembering that moist chocolate cake, and now I kind of like moist. I'm like the one from Mango Brutus. Yeah, we know.
Oh wow,
that.
That's so good. Oh my
right? God. The chocolate cake from Mango.
Oh my God,
Brutus.
that's really good.
So yeah, so I'm craving for that right now. I might have some delivered later. Chocolate cake. I can't have Mango Brutus delivered here.
Or Orange Brutus.
Orange Brutus, yeah.
Yeah, that cake is really good. But I will say that I don't know if it was Survivor or just that we have a lot of chicken in this country, but like I do know that night like we cooked chicken for dinner, so
for sustenance. You went for sustenance rather than sweets. Right. Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you, Martin, for your thoughts. And now let us go to the lows. Yeah, I'll start it out because I only have one low. Low. And I'm kind of sad because I really wanted these guys to come out as the sudden dominant tribe, right? I'm sad that Taku 4 is no more. Yeah. I really wanted them to like, all of a sudden have like this hidden alliance that suddenly takes out the likes of Drea and Mike and Romeo, and then all of a sudden it's just them in the end. Right. So yeah, it's sad for me that Taku 4 is no more. Omar we got voted out for this episode. And yeah, and Lindsay and Marianne are the more dominant remaining Taku members, and Jonathan has just been, unless it's a strength challenge for the next immunity challenge, it's gonna be hard for him to win it out. Lindsay more or less is already at par with him when it comes to these challenges, and unless it's something that requires a lot of strength, it's gonna be hard. Yeah.
So yeah, the breakup of the Taku 4.
Yeah.
Jonathan and they gave Jonathan the line. It's time to break up. That was Jonathan's line. But that would have been so cool though if there was indeed like they were playing like level 3 mind games or whatever. Where it's like
showing everybody like, okay, there's like a spat between Jonathan and Lindsay. It's because they're both so competitive and all of that. And all of a sudden, haha.
We're the final 4. Mike didn't play his idol.
Right? All of a sudden, like say for example, like for this one, they could have easily, like if there really was like a hidden alliance, they could have easily taken Mike out.
Yeah.
Because he would have been so confident and not have played his idol. Right?
Yeah, that would have been the blind side.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? What are your? Let's go on and through all of your lows.
This is the penultimate episode.
Ooh,
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing during the off season.
Well, some details of season 43 have come up, so we can probably work on that.
Yeah, we'll probably do an episode on like the leaked cast or whatever.
Yeah, the leaked cast. Gosh, leaked again. I go back to it's not that Survivor scripted, but the ecosystem of Survivor. Yeah. I think that it's quote unquote leaked.
Yeah, that seems to, or that wouldn't be out of character, particularly with the way like the entertainment industry works now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, it's the penultimate episode. Yeah.
Yeah. More seriously though, Lindsay not using the idol, that was like the exact wrong move.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was the day that this was the vote that her idol expired.
Yeah, that actually baffled me. Why she didn't use it just for extra added security that her alliance was gonna be there. Yeah,
it was her I don't know, her parang reasoning for it was it's going, like traditionally when you play an idol it goes back into circulation, but so that, like, I think she said that in the show, right? Like she's hesitant to play the idol because if she plays the idol it goes back into the show, or it goes back into circulation and somebody else could potentially find it. But like my question there is, would they put back an expired idol into the game?
Exactly. And why would they put back an idol into the game knowing that it's going to be final 5 and final 4? I mean, if the last time that an idol can be a regular hidden immunity idol can be played is final 5, why would they put yet another one back into the game?
Yeah, to be fair, this is her with incomplete information because she doesn't know that Marianne has an idol.
True, the idol that she missed.
Yeah, the idol that she missed. So like as far as we know, she only knows about Mike's idol.
Yeah.
Right? And it wouldn't be too out of character. It would not be too out of character for Survivor to have two idols, right? By the final 5. So she's playing with incomplete information or imperfect information, thinking that there could be another idol and it might be the one that she's holding, which we know isn't true, but just to sort of play devil's advocate there to would they put an expired idol into the game, and like why she might not have wanted to play the idol. So if she felt safe and if she felt that her allies were safe, plus the belief that another idol could be circulated, and that could be the one that she's holding, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But things can make sense but still be wrong. We've that's something that we learned in logic, right?
Yeah.
Like, things can be logical, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're true.
Yeah.
Sound logic is a way of argumentation, but if the premise is wrong, you have incomplete information, then your conclusion might not necessarily be true.
Be the right, right conclusion. Yeah.
So solid reasoning, but probably a flawed conclusion. Yeah. But then again, all bets are off in the news in the new era, right? Like they might have 4 immunity idols, and whoever doesn't find one, too bad, you're out. They were ready with a do or die where somebody could just be unceremoniously kicked out. Like, okay, yeah, sure, fine, why not? It's going to be a big TV moment or whatever. But Lindsay not using the idol, that would have been. Like her using the idol would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they would have to go into a revote at that point.
Yeah, because it would have been to Romeo and to Jonathan. Was it Jonathan?
Oh, Jonathan, yeah.
And so most probably Jonathan would have been out.
Yeah. So if she really wanted to get rid of Jonathan, that would have been the move.
Yeah. And
But
and also the missed opportunity. I mean, you play up this advantage amulet from episode 1 about all of the power that it has, right? And
yeah,
then slowly, one by one, the other people with the advantage amulets get voted off. Whether it was actually a move by Lindsay, if she had orchestrated the vote outs of High and Drea, it would have been big for her. And then playing the advantage amulet here in this episode would have been like the culmination of that long play, right? That long
yeah.
con. It would have been big for her. But yeah, her not playing it, it's too bad. Yeah.
Might be that might be something that the jury takes against her, even, right?
Mm,
Like High and Drea might be like, you had an idol
mm,
at the final six. Like, you know, that might be something that they take against her, because we know that Drea and High are students of the game,
mm. Yeah.
and seeing an idol played incorrectly
Or
might,
not getting played at all.
or yeah, you know, not yeah, yeah, right, that could be like a deal breaker for, you know, student of the game. So
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
that's a bit of a bummer. I was on the Lindsay train, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, me too. Me too. Ever since they started featuring her,
Yeah.
uh, I've been seeing how big a chance she has of winning it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other low light that I have is from the exit press, and this is a wag of the finger to Survivor production. Why didn't we hear about Omar's idol nullifier? Because like
Wait, he
apparently
had
he
an
had
idol
one.
nullifier?
Apparently he had one. That was what he said in his exit press. That's why he was so confident giving back Mike the idol, right? Because we had this thing about like we you know, we had this discussion, should he give the idol back,
Yeah.
is that the
Yeah.
right move? And you know, he just sort of unceremoniously gave it back to Mike right at the beginning of the episode.
Because
But
he had.
apparently the reason that he was so confident was because he had an idol nullifier, and if Mike plays it, boom, there goes, you know, there it goes. So
Oh
but then
gosh.
it didn't amount to anything. So, you know, or Omar could just or Omar could just be playing all of us by, you know, coming up with the story
It's
that
a
he has an
fake.
idol
It's a fake
nullifier.
idol nullifier. Wow.
But you
Wow.
know, if what he's saying is in his exit press is true,
Hmm. Yeah.
sucks that we didn't get to see that.
Wait, how did he get the idol nullifier?
I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but like he had an idol nullifier apparently.
Wow.
Probably
Wow.
found it somewhere because people didn't
Wow.
know about it.
Mm. Also, the other customers didn't know about it either.
I think like one or two of them knew about it, like maybe Lindsay or something. But like that leads me to believe that he found it
Mm.
and not won it
Mm. Okay.
in any sort of public way.
Wow. Wow. Ooh, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah,
That's huge.
but then it didn't play a role in anything other than him giving Mike the
Mm.
idol back. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's
It's
sort of
too.
like when they, you know, diba? It's sort of like when they cut out reward challenges from the show
Mm-hmm.
to make room in the episode for camp life or for, you know, a longer Meteor Tribal Council. They might just like cut out an entire like challenge from
Mm-hmm.
the show. But then like I'm not sure I'm cool with them cutting out the presence of an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
like
because it goes into our psyche. Like, okay, when is Omar going to play this, right? How is he
yeah,
going to play this, right? All of those things. It goes into our enjoyment of the show as well. So yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Wag of the finger, Survivor producers. No, 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 no.
Right?
It's-
It's you know it feels different when they cut out a challenge as
Mhm.
opposed to cut out like something that is a game mechanic.
Yeah.
That was there that isn't there anymore. Because it leads to a lot more strategy.
Exactly. It leads to more discussions for people like us, right?
Yeah. That was Tito fodder.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Wow.
So
Wow. That's huge.
That was a low.
Wow.
Except, of course, if Omar was just like lying in the post-game press, in which case that's like a high for this episode.
Now let's go on to our friend Martin for his lows.
Martin's thoughts with Martin. Yeah.
As for my low. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I am not feeling Survivor confident about this pick. Because it's gotta be Omar. I mean, he thought he had everything in the bag after he took out High, after Drea got out. He thought he's running the show or running that thing, but typical Survivor editing, showing that the guy or the girl who's in the driver's seat apparently is the one who's gonna be voted out. Like, I know if Joel still remembers this, like Drew Christie, whose brother is a meat collector. God, San Juan del Sur reference, I don't know if you got this. But if you know what I mean, and if the listeners know what I mean, yeah, Omar kind of got the Drew Christie edit. Because basically, he thought he's a badass. And then he got ousted by Marianne. And that's my low.
Martin's thoughts with Martin. Yeah.
I did not get what he was referring to. No, I don't remember Drew Christie.
My head went to the one of the earlier tribals where I think it was Marianne or High, maybe, talking about how like Survivor is a race, but then you're all blindfolded. Or was this Omar that talked about, Survivor being a race, all blindfolded, and like if you're too far in front, that could be something that is, and that could be a bad thing. Like this is that in action, right? Because like we were saying in our previous episodes that Omar is just head and shoulders above everybody else in how he's playing Survivor, which could be the very definition of not playing Survivor well. But like he just has like a great all-around game, and being too far ahead or being too good means you're being bad at the game.
Yeah. We talked about it, and yeah, like I said, I think I remember like likening it to whenever I played board games with friends, where we always target the one who's like closest to winning, and then everyone just fights it out, right? So if you get too far ahead, everyone else is gonna target you, and yeah, that's everyone noticed. So it wasn't just us as the flies on the wall or flies on the trees. There aren't really walls in
or the
camp.
Bug on the rocks, Roy.
Yeah, the bug on the rocks, Roy. Ooh. But yeah, so yeah, it's us being all of that. It wasn't just us having all or most of the information. Because apparently we didn't know about the idle nullifier. So yeah, it's us having most of the information, seeing how well Omar has played. So it's really his game was noticed or recognized by the other castaways, and they did see him as the front runner. So that's probably why they took him out. Yeah. So good on Martin pointing that out. All right. So yeah, we have one final episode up. What are your thoughts and predictions for this finale?
What I really want to happen, what I think they're setting up, although I don't see how it can happen, is a Jonathan versus Lindsay fire making.
Ooh, that is like competitiveness to the max.
Right? That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But that means Romeo has to be taken out because as it stands right now, we have Lindsay, Jonathan, Marianne, Romeo, and Mike, with Marianne and Romeo, with Marianne and Mike both having an idol, which leaves Lindsay, Jonathan, and Romeo as being the potential boots for Final Five. And if we're going to see a Lindsay, Jonathan fire making, we're going to have to get rid of Romeo. But I don't see that happening. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be like the story for them at the very least, right? Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that would
That's
be
the
cool. That would be cool. That would be cool.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Is this what you
Honestly,
meant when you were talking about if Survivor was scripted? This is the thing that you want to
yes.
see.
If Survivor were scripted, they'd find a way to boot Romeo and get Lindsay and Jonathan to fire making. You know?
Who knows? Who knows? If say for example, because I don't know who it was who said it earlier in the season. I don't remember. I don't recall. But somebody did say that they wanted those who competed to get to they want to compete with others who played the game. And if you go by that, Romeo really is gonna go. We haven't been seeing, at the very least, based on what we've seen. He's the one who hasn't played. The rest have been fighting for it. So who knows? That kind of thinking might prevail come Final Five, because we know that at the very least, Mike and Marianne are safe. So it really comes down to the three. All right. And since Mike also has like an alliance sort of with Jonathan, a bro alliance, a mentor Padawan, a Jedi Padawan alliance of big dudes, and then he's got, so it's Lindsay who's like almost the odd person out if you think about it, taking into consideration that Romeo is going to be brought to the final three because he's a goat, as a goat. But yeah, if the whole idea of, okay, I want people who deserve to be in the final, well, all of them deserve it one way or the other. People who played the game to get to the final three, that might mean that Romeo might get voted out. But yes, if it were scripted, which I still believe it somehow really is, we might see a Lindsay versus Jonathan. Who knows? Like, what if Lindsay presents herself like, okay, she wins immunity. Let's just say she wins immunity. They get to Final Four. Romeo somehow gets voted off. Lindsay presents herself as the person who's gonna beat Jonathan at Fire, because that in itself is a big move, right? That's how, this is one detail I remember. There was a season pre-season 40 where it was one of the worst accepted seasons, because this guy who came from Exile Island, I think it was Survivor Exile Island or something, Redemption Island, comes back like at Final 6 or Final 5, I think. And then, in order to, his big move was taking out the best player at Fire. That was the big move. So so that Fire challenge can actually be a big move. It's not just a matter of weeding out your biggest threats. It's also a way for you to show the jury that I'm the one who took out the biggest threat. I'm the one who took out like this big dude, right? So it's also that's also another opportunity for them to do it. Yeah,
the other way that I can see it happening is Jonathan getting immunity, so they can't vote Jonathan out, and at that point it becomes Lindsay versus Romeo.
And then
that
Lindsay,
might be more of a.
And then Romeo wins. Wait, Fire Challenge is at Final Four, right? It's not a Final Five.
Yeah, but then like Final Five, right? They have one round of voting,
Mm.
And
And then the next time it's another challenge, and then whoever wins the challenge decides
yeah, who
who he or she brings, and then who is going to
yeah, so
fight with fire.
we have two more immunity challenges coming up, right? Like
Yeah,
one at Final Five and one at Final Four.
yeah.
So like assuming at Final Five Jonathan wins, it becomes Lindsay versus Romeo as to who can get booted.
Mhm.
And in that world, or given that choice,
No,
would they take out
give it.
Lindsay?
Yeah, given that choice, I think the whole what I mentioned about them wanting those who played the game to get to the end, that's going to win out. So basically, they're gonna finally take out Romeo. Right? I've been lobbying for it for the past couple of weeks because we need to take him out of his misery. Even the survivors, even the castaways, realized this because he apparently hasn't been eating, despite the fact that we've only been seeing him. The clips that they've been showing of him is him beside the rice, like getting from the pot. Uh, but yeah, they are seeing him. That they do see that he is miserable already. So yeah,
Could the character assassination be because he quits?
maybe. Ooh, wow! But this close to the end, that
Yeah.
yeah. Then the character assassination was really warranted, if that's the case. Right? Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I don't know, that's what I want to happen, but more likely Jonathan or Lindsay go out at 5.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Jonathan and or Lindsay or and whoever is remaining from those two wins immunity at 4.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then they take Romeo and whoever, and that leaves Marianne and Mike to make fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems the likely
The
outcome.
likeliest outcome. Yeah. For me, this is something I picked up. Uh, I picked it up when in Probst's final words to the tribe as they were leaving. He told them that they were gonna go to a new camp.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're gonna go to the last camp because they started out in one of the camps. I don't remember which one it was, and then they moved to a new camp, to the second
Yeah.
tribes camp, and then they're now moving to the last tribes camp. I don't know if this has. Do you remember this happening last season?
Yeah.
Where they did? Oh, they did. Okay, that's
they
how
went to
bad my
like
memory is, man.
they started in a new camp.
Oh,
Yeah, they and it was completely new. They didn't bother to build a shelter and stuff, and then it rained really hard or something like that. And there was an advantage on that on
yeah.
in
Yeah,
that
that was what I
new
was gonna. That was what that was. That's actually my prediction. Is that there's probably gonna be a new advantage.
yeah.
Maybe even a new immunity idol.
If it's anything like last season,
Yeah.
um
What was it? What was the advantage?
it was in the
Advantage for the challenge.
for the challenge, yeah, like the immunity challenge, I think it might have been.
Mm.
It was why Erica
Oh yeah, yeah. She got
was
like she was ahead.
whatever. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
she got this many rungs of that ladder thing already built,
Mm-hmm.
and this many knots untied or whatever it was.
Mm. Mm. Oh yeah.
Right.
Now I
So
remember. Now I remember. I just didn't remember that they went to a new camp. Mga kalaro, that's how bad my memory is. I don't quite remember these things unless I take note of them. I don't. I don't remember them because I just enjoy the episode. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, but yeah, there is gonna be something we are gonna see. Is it? I hope just to throw a wrench in the in the whole thing. It would be fun if it's an immunity idol, and then we find We have like what did you call it? What did you say it was? An
The advantage get in that
the
everybody is so
advantage
scared
getting.
is gonna happen.
Yeah, and then just have one guy, whoever it is, one guy or girl, get just stand up. They all suddenly wear all of their immunity idols, and there's this one person without anything.
Oh man, that's terrible. That
So
would be
that
terrible,
person
but
just stands up. They takes their torch, goes to Jeff. They don't even talk about it.
well, at least that won't end the episode, because like that would be just so terrible if that ended the episode, right? Like
Yeah.
at least it's going to be the midpoint. So it's like either Jonathan or Lindsay wins immunity, the other one like finds the idol, and it's just Romeo.
Romeo's just like, what
so
because they can't play the shot in the dark anymore. Ooh.
Yeah, they can't play the shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Marianne and Mike have an idol, so
that would be a funny but crazy, really nice way for it to happen.
that would be just heartbreaking. But like, if something like that did happen, it would be amazing if it happened to Romeo. Like, not because like I don't like, not because I don't think I'd like the guy or anything, but like it would be funny. Like I know that his sense of humor would be able to find a way to play it for laughs, like
imagine he's the one seated in the middle, and then they're all around him. And then right before, as they sit down, they reach, except for whoever wins the immunity idol during the challenge, they reach down into their bags. They suddenly wear their idols, and then he like looks around, like stands up, just goes ahead, stands up, gets his torch. We don't have to go through this. Just snuff out my torch.
It's the most deadpan delivery. It's just like, oh, that would also be amazing.
Yeah.
And mga kalaro, man, this is how you know that we are also fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like our theories are getting like more and more outlandish.
Because it's fun that way, right? Any other thoughts or predictions that you have?
Mephisto shows up. Why the hell
Mephisto
not?
shows up. Yeah. Mephisto shows up.
What?
Was that a serious prediction?
By Mephisto, we mean Jeff Probst. Who do you have as your final three?
Oh, who do I have as my final three? I actually, this is not based on anything other than because I like them. Mike, Lindsay, and because among the other three, I like him the most. So it's the last one is Jonathan. Yeah.
So that's your heart final three.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my heart final three. Based on the game, it's probably gonna be, and based on how we've been seeing the game unfold, Lindsay's gonna be in it. It's gonna be Jonathan's gonna be switched out with Marianne. That's the final three that I see. Yeah. What about you?
All right. My heart final three is the Taku three.
Ooh.
Because that would make for the best story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that would make for the best story. But my head final three is like Mike, Marianne, and Romeo.
Romeo, yeah. Yeah, because it would be Yeah, you take out one of the threats. Yeah, and bring in a goat. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, let's move our predictions not just for the next episode, for the finale episode, but also for the reunion. Do you think this is a question? This is a prediction in the form of a question. Do you think that Marianne and Zach would have gotten together? And if they're gonna allude to that in the reunion show.
Are they going to have everybody there? Did they have everybody there last year?
Last season, no,
season?
because I think they were filming at the height of the pandemic. But since
Yeah.
the pandemic has gone down, the alert level has gone down, they can probably do a reunion show. At the very least, a reunion show, even if it's separate from the finale, from the reading of the final votes. They can probably already do it.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. That is a possibility. So is it, so our first question is there going to be
Are they going to allude
a
to a Zach?
reunion show?
Oh yeah, for me, I hope that there is. I hope that there is. I mean, the audience has been has been clamoring for a Ponderosa, and we never got a Ponderosa. We never got Ponderosa videos this season. And it would have been fun to see. I think that this batch would have been fun to see in Ponderosa.
This would have been a great
because
Ponderosa.
because they love each other. It's like a family that's just playing the game. Like, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're so the camaraderie, like Jeff says it, camaraderie and gamesmanship all in one. The camaraderie of this cast, especially the merged cast, has been really good, and it would have been fun to see what happened in Ponderosa.
So this is the biggest wag of a finger to, to Survivor production.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, reunion show. I would love to see it. What about you?
I don't think they're gonna have one though, because like, yeah, or at least not in the way that we
were used to before.
That we were used to, yeah, like, you know, big studio audience and all of that. They're probably going to do the same thing that they did, you know, last season.
Bring in pizzas,
like, you know, pizza and wine or whatever, or champagne. And if anything, this cast might actually have like one of those Zoom reunions or whatever.
Oh,
like that'd be pretty cool.
Well, but if it's a Zoom reunion and they open it for audiences to be in the same Zoom, I'd sign up for that. I'd sign up for that. Yeah,
we'd totally be there.
Yeah, right. And then we will like, hi, we're Titos from the Philippines. We have a little show, you know.
Yeah, wearing our Council of Titos shirts.
Yeah, wearing these shirts.
But to your original point, I don't think so. Or to your original question, I don't think so. Because they're playing it up a lot on social media already. So yeah.
So if it's on social media, so it's not true.
I mean, if it's on social media, do you think that? Well, actually, because they're playing it up on social media, it might be already filmed and they're setting it up for the reunion.
Yeah, who knows, right? You know, even just like, you know, they went out for a date or something, you know, on the producer's dime.
That'd be amazing.
All right, like one of those dating shows from before. Yeah, they just take them out on a date. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be nice. But yeah, any other thoughts about finale, about a potential reunion show? If there is,
I'd really love for there to be a reunion show, but I'm doubting.
You're doubting.
I'm doubting it. Yeah. Who's your winner pick, by the way?
Oh, my winner pick right now, the logical answer is Marianne. Yeah, the logical answer is Marianne. But again, we go with the heart answer. My top heart answer is Mike, because I just love the guy. I love the guy. And my second top answer is Lindsay. Lindsay.
Oh, cool. We have our heart kay bale.
Flip.
We have our heart winners are flipped. I have Lindsay, then Mike. Although like the head prediction right now is Marianne.
Yeah,
like, I'm on
right.
the
It's like,
Marianne train now.
yeah, it's like, especially with the title of this episode, Caterpillar to Butterfly, and this is when we saw Marianne become that. I mean, this is where we saw uh, her taking that big move. And yeah, I've seen some polls in face on a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and it's majority Marianne. Most fans really want Marianne to win. Uh, she, I think she's gonna be the youngest if ever she wins, the youngest winner, right? Is she?
I Martin?
Martin, let us know, or mga kalaro, just hit us on the comments. Yeah, let us know. Okay. Any other thoughts or predictions for the upcoming finale?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No, sir.
Let us go ahead and listen to Martin with his thought and prediction. I think that he's gonna predict just the next boot.
Martin's thoughts with Martin. Martin. Yeah.
Okay, prediction time. I think my winner's pick is going to be Dr. Mike Zizanski. What do you mean Dr. Mike's not in the Survivor? Oh, right, that's another Mike. Yeah, I'll go for Iron Mike. The fireman from Hoboken, New York. I think this is his time. Man, he's low-key trying to, move his way from the last few episodes. Okay, so Marianne kind of got the high on this one and wasn't convinced with his strategy, but I think with Jonathan, and I believe this is gonna happen, if Jonathan loses, and he might lose in the next immunity challenge, he's gonna be the first one out from these five. That's gonna leave, Marianne, Romeo, Mike, and oh my God, I'm sorry, that lady, who'll be in the final four. I'm picking Mike. That's it.
Martin's thoughts with Martin. Martin. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the disrespect on Lindsay. Martin, it's Lindsay. Gosh. And also, Hoboken isn't in New York, it's in New Jersey, buddy. But yeah, that's also one thing that Mike's got for him. He's a Jersey guy, right? Yeah. He's a fireman from New Jersey, so he's the other side of the coin for from Tony Vlachos, who's the policeman from New Jersey.
Was it the fireman is the one that starts the fire?
Ooh. Oh, that would be cool if Mike gets in the fire challenge.
Yeah, like now that I think about it, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or if Mike gets voted out, wouldn't it be cool if Jeff has Mike snuff out his own flame? Because he is, after all, a firefighter.
That is cool. That is cool. Wow. Okay. I don't know. We don't know if that's like Martin's head or heart winner, but yeah, he does pick Mike to win it all. Yeah, but everyone, a lot of the fans do see. So maybe Marianne is being built up as what you call the decoy winner, right? Have her be out there, and then yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, next boot. Who's your next boot?
Jonathan.
Yeah, we have the same one. I do think that Jonathan's time has come. I've been lobbying, like I said, for Romeo to be voted out, but I think that it's gonna be Jonathan, only because, like you said, people want the rest of the castaways, if they are thinking about the easier route to getting the million, they're gonna bring Romeo because he's a goat. Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. Sad, but yeah, that's the truth. That's a sad truth about Romeo's plot line in this season. Yeah. But yeah, we already mentioned our final three. Let's just go ahead to our survivors of the week. So who is our castaway? Who is your castaway of this week?
Marianne.
Marianne. The caterpillar who turned into a butterfly.
With Mike coming in at second place.
Yeah. Mike. The only thing against Mike, and especially Mike also winning in the end, is because Mike didn't get the vote right for this one. Yeah. Go to the week. Who's your go to the week?
Omar. Yeah, I think this is the first time that like this has coincided for me with the person getting voted out being the goat of the week or the person that lost the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So because he didn't get the idol played on him. Oh, and he didn't get. And,
he didn't get to play his idol nullifier.
Yeah, and his idol nullifier wasn't featured. So like, he really did lose the week. In a manner of speaking, he lost the game.
True. For me, I went with someone who also lost, but lost both challenges. And he's like a challenge beast, so it's Jonathan for me. We go to the week. Didn't get the vote right. Is really becoming more and more unbearable to watch. What you said about Chanel saying that his hero edit was unwarranted. We're really starting to get to see it. We've been seeing it, and it's really becoming evident. For me, he's the goat of the week because he was sort of the reward challenge, given that it was a puzzle, so it's harder, but he was ahead at the start and he lost out to when they started with a ladder, with the stairs, and the reward, the immunity challenge, he was right there. He had two opportunities to win it. He just missed it. That makes him my goat of the week. All right, so purple of the week. Who's your purple of the week?
The idol nullifier.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my vote to that one too. The idol nullifier, purple of the week. We didn't get to see it. Right? Again.
It was when I was watching the episode, right? And Lindsay didn't play her idol. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be my joke for this. My joke for this is going to be the purple of the week, Lindsay's idol. But then like seeing the exit press of Omar,
that's even worse.
Gotta be the idol nullifier.
Idol nullifier. We didn't see it from when it started. We didn't even know when it went into play. Right? Oh gosh. Jeff, Mr. Burnett, Mr. Jeff. That should always be part. I mean, that should always be in it. Okay. And that is it for this episode of the Council of Titos. The consensus best player has fallen. Who could go next? Who is going to be one tribal short of getting to the finale? Is the show really building up to a Marianne win with her big move tonight? We'll find out in the next episode, which is going to be the season finale. As always, the council will be there, or will be watching, to talk about it afterwards. Now, if you liked our video, hit the like button so we don't get voted off the channel. Also, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll get notified whenever we come up with new content on the Laro-Laro Lang channel. This channel has other shows on it focused on sports and other similar things.
Oh, by the way, we're also on like iTunes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Bro, we're on we have an audio only version now.
For those of you who don't want to look at our mugs for like an hour plus, you can just go ahead and listen to us on where are we on
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, just anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify. Just look for the Council of Titos. You won't miss it.
Yeah,
it's there
you are. Okay, so this has been Chief Bisnak Joel Parcon,
and I am a butterfly.
A butterfly that is broken out of its cocoon. We hope you can join us again on the council next time. Until then, stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.